Marker, take 45. Hey everybody, what is up? My name is Mackenzie.
And I'm Jonathan.
We are a husband and wife, and we'd like to welcome you to TerreDice.
Wow!
And today we're covering the Roll Camera B-Movie expansion. Now, if you're not familiar with Roll Camera, it was a smashing success Kickstarter from mid-2020 where you are a team of filmmakers trying to make the next big hit film. Now, you could also be trying to make a film that is so bad that it's actually pretty good again. Now, you'll do that by placing these dice around the table that'll work as your actors, your mics, lights, camera, special effects, art, and you're trying to even create a set that's in a certain configuration so you can film those scenes.
Your film will first be inspired by its title, which consists of a top and a bottom script card, and you will get bonus points for shooting certain types of scenes or certain orders depending on the mood of the scene, whether that's happy, sad, or dramatic. Once you film your scene from the storyboard, you place that in the editing room and voila! Kid, you're on to your next big hit. Or maybe your biggest flop. But be aware because problems can arise on set and you need to take care of those problems before they get out of hand.
Now, each player will start by taking a role from the film crew. So you either be the director or the producer or the production designer or the star, and you're gonna be given these in-game powers as well as a player privilege for out of the game, which are pretty fun. Like if you're the director, you get to shout, "Action!" right before you shoot any scene. Or if you are the star, you may request hushed silence from all players at any time.
The game ends once you have completed your film or you run out of time or money.
Now that's the base game of Roll Camera. So what is in the B-Movie expansion? Well, we've got the introduction of genres, which brings in this whole new fun component where you have a middle script card that tells you something like steampunk or cold calculating, which gives you a genre requirement. That's gonna come from fantasy, sci-fi, western, horror, or crime. And with these genre tokens, basically you're gonna get these 50 new scene cards that have genres in them, whether that's like a cowboy who's about to be hanged, or a like wizard riding a dragon, or a dude robbing a bank. But basically those will be mixed in with the base scenes that you had before. Now you also will get 2 new locations, so you'll actually be able to swap out those scene cards from the storyboard faster. You'll also be able to add and swap out genres. So if you want to add genre tokens to those previous scenes that we had before, or if you want to like swap out the tokens on some of those scenes, you're able to do that. Now, this genre tokens that you'll get are these little bitty cute little hats, or these bats, or like robot heads.
Money bags.
Yeah, the money bags, yeah. So they're all really, really cute and represent each of those genres. But you'll get to put those on the scenes in these really funny ways that make for really comedic scenes.
And it also comes with 10 equipment cards. These cards are actually, they're used as dice location, and they have a one-time use, so you have to be really careful how they use those, but those guys are strong and they can help you get out of a big pickle.
Yeah.
The game also comes with 10 new idea cards and problem cards. Now these can help you a lot along the way with those new ideas, or they can kind of get you into trouble. The expansion also comes with 6 new crew members, and one of our favorites was the stunt coordinator,
Yeah.
who allows you to re-roll any number of die.
But my favorite part, his player privilege, is he can instruct other players on how they roll the die. So you can be like, no, roll it that way.
Yeah.
Which I like that. That's good.
And
It's
there's
clever.
also the sound guy who I got to play, who his player privilege is to solve any problem, which is nice. And then also his fun little privilege is he can yell, "Quiet on set!"
Okay, so you've played Roll Camera, and you've played and played and played, and you love Roll Camera. You might be starting to see some of those same script cards come up, might even be the same order, and you're like, oh, that's the same punchline we used that other time we played that movie. Well, if you're starting to feel like you're getting through the deck and you really know lots of the cards, this expansion is gonna be great for refreshing that. So it's gonna give you 50 new scene cards, a bunch of new scenes to go through. Also with the genre swapping, you're gonna be like putting robot heads and like cowboy hats on people, changes the total meaning of the scene. So I think that's gonna be a lot of fun for refreshing the game. Also, if you have never played Roll Camera before, this might be a chance to future-proof it so that you've got a lot more wiggle room to keep going once you've played it a bunch of times. The other big thing is, so you've got the 2 script cards that you had before, you now have this middle script card, so that's gonna lengthen your titles, give you a lot more fun combinations. And you're also gonna get those 2 new locations on the board, which are gonna help out because you can swap out those storyboards faster, so you can really make the film that you wanted to make, because you'd be like, no, not these scenes, I'm gonna rip these out, let's do new ones from the storyboard. So it can help you like actually make the scenes you want with those new locations.
So maybe this this is your first time hearing about Roll Camera and you didn't do the Kickstarter last time and you're like, what is this? Well, first off, I am flattered to be the one telling you about it. Thank you. But they are actually doing a reprint of the base game. So you can go ahead and get that if this sounds interesting to you.
Do that. Roll Camera's great.
Yes, we have really enjoyed it. And did you see that clapper box? Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, this thing's so sweet. It literally, like, that's the box. It's
yeah,
so cool.
And I think one of the coolest things that we didn't mention, this game was made by a film director. So that detail is all there. And you can just, it really comes out and then you really feel like you are creating film. This guy knows what he was doing. And then also, one really great thing about the expansion, and it's kind of a deal breaker for us, it fits in the box, which is kind of determining if we are going to get an expansion or not.
Right, nice and snug.
So if you like Roll Camera, if you're interested in Roll Camera, if you feel like you want to keep playing it, I highly recommend getting the B-Movie expansion to elongate the Roll Camera experience. Now, we are going to present our movie that we created the other night, which I am so excited about. So before we do that, make sure to like and subscribe this video and click that bell for notifications. You can also click the link below to go over to the Roll Camera B-Movie Kickstarter page. And with all that being said,
we present Truth, Lies, and Cold Calculating Heartache by QuickBuck Productions. Once upon a time, a young couple gave birth to their firstborn child. But the child was not of this earth. He had skin of steel and a heart of silicon. Because of that, the father was haunted by images of what his son could become. A Terminator, a RoboCop, a robot vacuum. He left the bar in a haze. But as he was reaching for his keys, he was captured by a giant spider and awoke, raveled in a web in a monstrous trap. He reached into his back pocket for his handy pocket grenade, and because of that, boom! He was able to break free from the spider, leaving nothing but ash in its wake. Until finally, he landed far from the explosion, where his life ended, scarred and burned. The investigators stood over his body as they contemplated where all those money bags might have come from.